Was 1 year ago yesterday that E. Jean Carroll allegedly won her lawsuit against Trump. Since then, all these details have come out, creepy, dark details. I'm going to expose all these people to you. It'll all start to make sense. It involves Reid Hoffman, Elon Musk, Prince Andrew, a certain island, Judge Kaplan in the case, who oversaw the whole thing, probably loosely tied even to Letitia James, and corrupt funding for Kamala Harris. Welcome to Doug at Exile. You ready for the big mystery? This is going to be hilarious. You're not going to believe how interconnected this thing is. These people are nuts. This system is corrupt. First, we're going to start here. This is E. Jean Carroll's going to launch us. This is her Never Forget May 9th. That was yesterday. Trump can be beat. Trump can be trounced. Trump can lose. This is her little wishful thinking of her. So this is E. Jean Carroll in the middle. That's her lawyer named Kaplan, and ironically, the judge is also named Kaplan. Who's this guy, this little fat guy with glasses on the left? Meet Reid Hoffman, Silicon Valley's nervous billionaire puppet master. He secretly bankrolled E. Jean Carroll's bizarre lawsuit against President Trump. Now, these are the same people that got the rules in New York changed. They lifted their statute of limitations or extended them so that this particular kind of S assault, you know what that means? S assault's what they accused Trump of. They removed them so they could go back 10 years earlier or 20 years earlier, whatever. They just removed them because of COVID. And that was all being manipulated by all these guys behind the scenes, but especially it ended up benefiting Reid Hoffman. How Reid Hoffman laundered the money was he used a shady nonprofit called American Future. Now, that's the American Future. That's what Reid Hoffman was trying to change. His sole goal was to keep Trump from getting elected. So he funds E. Jean Carroll's lawsuit going, this is going to be the big gotcha that's going to prevent Trump from winning the election. Why? Because he desperately wants Trump silenced, maybe to keep questions about his own alleged certain island connections buried. Yes, he has connections to that certain island. Hoffman also gave $600,000 to a legal defense fund tied to Fusion GPS. That's Hillary Clinton, guys. This same Reid Hoffman, who funded E. Jean Carroll, funded Fusion GPS, which created a wildly criticized report on Trump known as the Steele dossier. That's by the English spy Steele, where it's illegal for you to hire a foreigner on your campaign, which Hillary did. Both Reid Hoffman and Hillary Clinton, they launder this stuff through so many companies that it's hard to track where the money came from. But some careful footwork will bring this up. This is from Fortune magazine. Created a widely criticized report of the Steele dossier before the 2016 election. Alina Habba said in her filing, the late disclosure of Hoffman's funding for the E. Jean Carroll case, quote, strikes at the heart of one of the key aspects of plaintiff's defamation claim, Alina Habba said. She said that was whether the lawsuit, quote, is a hoax, was commenced and or continued to advance a political agenda, unquote. This is the political agenda of the Democrat Party was behind E. Jean Carroll. It's not supposed to be. You're supposed to be like, what are the allegations? E. Jean Carroll did not care. She clearly was not traumatized by the event. She actually said she enjoyed that kind of stuff. E. Jean Carroll, again, on Twitter. I like hearing from the actual people in the case. Friends, a unanimous federal jury, again, made up entirely of New York left-wing elite Democrats, federal jury finds Trump liable for defamation and others, orders him to fork over $83 million. You're not getting one dime of that, lady. So what does Trump do? He has the Department of Justice representing him in his ongoing appeal. In other words, lawyers for free, she accuses Trump of. But what's weird is she's the one that never had to pay for a lawyer because Reid Hoffman paid for her lawyers. She got all private funding because Reid Hoffman's not only involved, it also involves Louis A. Kaplan, the judge, that basically crushed all of Alina Habba's requests as lawyer and granted all of the opposing lawyers, E. Jean Carroll's lawyers, all of her information they wanted in court. And basically, he's going to have that court that should be appealed or it should be canceled, but he screwed them over. This is Virginia Giuffre versus Prince Andrew. That's the second son of Queen Elizabeth is Prince Andrew. Okay, and he's a scum. There's some video on this too. I don't want to get into too much of this. I can't even talk about some of it. But Virginia Giuffre is one of the underage prostitutes that worked for that certain island who there is videos of her and Prince Andrew allegedly. And this would prevent America or get Kash Patel to be very careful with how he releases those files. They don't just want to blow all this stuff out. Look, the UK is one of our top, they're our oldest, most important ally. And what if they made a request, do not release this stuff on Prince Andrew or the royal family is over? Versus Prince Andrew was a lawsuit filed in the U.S. federal court in which Virginia Giuffre sued Prince Andrew, Duke of York, second son of Queen Elizabeth II, for assault. Giuffre's lawsuit, filed under New York's Child Victims Act, alleged that she was forced to have encounters with Andrew in the early 2000s at the age of 17 after being trafficked by the American financier and offender, Jeffrey, you know who. The lawsuit was filed in 2020 in the U.S. District Court for the Southern District of New York and was assigned to U.S. District Judge who? Lewis A. Kaplan. That's the on the E. Jean Carroll case, funded by Reid Hoffman, who also has ties to a certain island. And this guy managed a settlement and dismissed the case. Giuffre and Andrew reached an out-of-court settlement in February 2022, and the case was dismissed by the parties' stipulation on March 22nd without going to trial. This is an underage girl who was trafficked to this royalty, and Kaplan didn't find a criminal case, civil case to stick to and charge Andrew with. He goes, there's not enough here. But with these allegations by E. Jean Carroll that were 30 years before, allegations way before, where she had no memory of the day or the year it happened or the dress she was wearing, the one dress she did say she wore, it did not exist at the time that she claimed it. All these hokey things. Kaplan says, that's a case we're going to go with. Do you see the corruption now, how unfair this is? Oh, this is nothing. It's much worse. Just wait till you see this. So I can't show you the recording of this. This is one of those James O'Keefe undercover recordings. This guy, John Bryan, is the fixer for Prince Andrew. Prince Andrew's crisis advisor, British for the British royal family. These guys, they manage tabloids and all that. This guy says Prince Andrew told him he did not do anything on an island. And now this guy comes out, John Bryan says he was lying, but only on hidden camera. Then I did a big thing in the Daily Mail saying I believed Prince Andrew, and then I found out Prince Andrew was lying. I was so angry. He goes into more words than that, but I can't. This is a family show. I can't get too deep into the details of it, but he wanted President Trump in prison. This guy says to hide alleged trips to you know what island. These people are sick. Wow. Did he go to the island? According to Reid Hoffman himself, yes, he did. Here he is on an interview.
I was never a client of Jeffrey Epstein's. I never had anything directly to do with Epstein. Everything I did was fundraising for MIT, right? Which my mistake, which I publicly apologized for, is I relied on MIT's vetting to say, hey, we vetted him and it's okay to do this. I obviously regret that. I've issued an apology about burnishing brands because
in his donor, so this is how they wash all their money around. This is how he indeed did continue to fund it. He is a donor, Reid Hoffman, to the Hopewell Fund. IRS records from 2023 prove the Hopewell Fund had provided funding to the 1630 Fund. That's the big Democrat Party fund. See the screenshot from 1630's fund below. Additionally, FEC records reveal that 1630 Fund has contributed to Sunrise PAC, which is linked to Sunrise Movement, the same organization, as I exposed yesterday, that is behind the violent protests at Tesla dealerships all across the nation. Reid Hoffman is laundering money, washing it through all these companies and funding the protests at Tesla, though he denies it. Reid Hoffman denies it. He has a beef. So now this involves Elon Musk. See the Tesla takedown protest invitation from Sunrise Movement in New York City below their violent 8/3/8/25 protest at the Tesla showroom on the Meatpacking District below. So yes, you did fund the anti-Tesla and anti-Musk protests at Elon Tesla rooms. This guy can't be trusted. He's a liar. Now, Reid Hoffman also funded LinkedIn, the company. But before that, he worked for Elon Musk at PayPal. And Elon Musk knows things about Reid Hoffman that Reid Hoffman would not want you to know. Here we go now with Elon Musk on the Tucker Carlson show. He's going to reveal everything you need to know about Reid Hoffman and why he's targeting Trump through E. Jean Carroll.
Will that ever come out, do you think?
You know, I think part of why Kamala is getting so much support is that if Trump wins, that Epstein client list is going to become public.
Yes.
And some of those billionaires behind Kamala are terrified of that outcome.
Yeah. Do you think Reid Hoffman's uncomfortable?
Yes.
Yeah.
And Gates.
And Gates.
Yeah.
And I only ask that because you just look at them and you're like, that's a nervous person right there. I don't know. I mean, I assume you know them. Yeah.
The reason why they're nervous, by the way, is that Jeff, on that island, they recorded all of their things they did. So videos are going to come out. Prince Andrew, Bill Gates, and gross, Reid Hoffman.
Reid Hoffman was my vice president of business development at PayPal.
Yeah.
So Reid Hoffman used to work for him at PayPal. And this goes way back. Do you see now why Reid Hoffman is paying back Elon Musk by funding vandalism against Tesla dealerships?
24 years ago.
Does he seem nervous to you?
Yeah, I mean, he's terrified of a Trump victory.
Because of the disclosure that would follow?
I think, yeah, I mean, I think he's certainly ideologically not aligned with Trump anyway, but I think he is concerned about the Epstein situation. Like something might actually, the DOJ might actually move forward.
There are a lot of videos, apparently. Those rooms on the island, and I think out in New Mexico, were wired for video.
Right.
And
where's the video? I mean, there's probably several thousand hours of footage here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird that the people on those videos are lecturing the rest of us about our moral failings, isn't it?
Yeah, it's weird.
What is that?
Well, I mean, part of how they deflect attention from themselves is by, criticizing the morals of others.
Yes.
So it's sort of like a preemptive moral strike.
I love that wording, a preemptive moral strike. This also explains why Democrats accuse Trump of things they intend to do, like Letitia James, who accused Trump of real estate fraud while Letitia James was doing real estate fraud. They're doing a preemptive strike. And we're going to end on this last tweet by Elon Musk. So he's responding to Reid Hoffman down at the bottom here. Reid Hoffman says, just one more of Elon's false claims about me that I never funded anyone for Tesla protests. I don't condone violence, but it's clear Americans are angry at him. It's, so he's denying that he funded Tesla protests. And then Elon Musk writes up here, describe your favorite island vacation. Oh, you know what he's talking about. It's all coming out, guys. The truth is coming out. It's going to get dragged into the light under Trump with Kash Patel. It is coming out and it's all going down. Hope you guys like this deep dive. If you like this kind of deep dive, thank my work by subscribing to the channel. I'm Doug in Exile.